Hi, I'm Vu Dang, and this is my Milestone 1 deliverable for CS6460. My topic is Emotionally Intelligent Tutoring Systems, or EITS, in the context of teaching programming to students, college students specifically. So today I'll be going through my Milestone 1 delivery. Mostly I'll be going through my survey that I created, as well as the survey results that I received back. Um, and then I'll delve into a little bit of the research that I've been working on in progress on some of the market industry EITS systems and how they implement the emotion component into their ITS systems, as well as I'll talk a little bit about the next steps and where I plan to go from there. Okay, so with that, again, the survey consists of 20 questions, um, and the goal of it is to determine the link of emotions and its impact on learning, whether it's negative or positive, with the ultimate goal being to use the survey results to develop an EITS system or justify the development of an EITS system that can induce certain emotions to optimize the learning experience for students. So with that, I'll kick it off with the first question of how often would you use an EITS for programming help? As you can see, the very frequently and frequently results came back a little lower than some of the occasionally, rarely, and never used. Otherwise, they're pretty fairly distributed across all the answer groups. Which qualities are most important to you in programming EITS? So you can see technical feedback and ability to detect and respond to my feelings are the most important qualities that I received in the responses, with provide advice on framework or problem-solving methods as a secondary important category for most learners. Which emotions do you most prefer for EITS to detect? So as you can see, frustration stands out amongst all the emotions, with boredom coming in second, and then excitement and anger and sadness and other closing in after that. Do you agree with the statement, I prefer for EITS to provide hints when I'm going off course? As you can see, the majority of students agree or strongly agree with this, with a few that disagree or are neutral. Rate your level of agreement with the statement, an EITS with emotional detection and response would be beneficial in helping me to better understand the programming material. Again, most students agree, with a few that either disagree or impartial to this question. What are the reasons that I don't complete most online courses and/or online tutor sessions? As again, the category that stands out is too time-consuming or lack of interaction and feedback. So it looks like most students either start or don't complete tutor or online courses because they're too time-consuming, or they don't have that lack of interactivity and lack of feedback. Rate your level of agreement with the statement, receiving negative and positive feedback is helpful in providing feedback on my performance during the tutoring session. Again, 88% of respondents agree or strongly agree, with a few that are impartial or disagree. Have you ever used an online or human tutor? So for this question, it seems like the majority have rarely or never used, with about 36% having used tutors before. How important is it to receive immediate feedback? So the majority, 76%, responded that it's very important. How important is the quality of politeness in an emotionally intelligent tutoring system? So 92% positive. It stretches across very important, somewhat important, with 8% saying it's not important. Rate your level of agreement. It is extremely important for the EITS to respond and re-engage me when I'm feeling frustrated or bored, etc. So you can see 88% agree or strongly agree in the positive, with the few that are neutral or disagree. Rate your agreement with the following statement. It is very important for the EITS to express enthusiasm during the tutoring session to help me learn. Again, so 76% in the affirmative with agree or strongly agree. Rate your level of agreement with the following statement. I feel that emotions play a significant part in my learning cognitive process. So 76% strongly agree or agree with this. Level of agreement. If I'm bored, anxious, angry, depressed, I cannot think effectively. So 88% agree with this statement. Rate your agreement with the following statement. Positive emotions increase my intrinsic motivation to learn. Again, 88% of respondents agree with the statement. Do you find it difficult to pay attention to material when you're experiencing feelings of joy or sadness? 92% said yes. So again, in extreme emotions of joy or sadness, it affects the student's ability to focus or pay attention to material. Do you acquire information more readily if the material is positive when you're feeling happy versus negative? 68% of respondents say yes. Do you have difficulty paying attention or responding to external environment when you're experiencing feelings of happiness or sadness? 88% agree with this statement. Do you have difficulty remembering information when you're experiencing feelings of happiness, sadness? I think this is a duplicate slide. Yep. Oh, no, it's a similar question. I just reframed differently. 56% say yes, with the remainder either don't know or no. So a lot of these survey results, I think, supports my survey or my research topic of the impact and the link between emotions and learning. Whether it's positive feelings or negative feelings, they have an immediate impact on learning. And so I think the next step is I'll have to get results or get feedback on my milestone 1. I'd love to get feedback from you all on my questions on my survey and the survey results, and to share any feedback that you have. So next I'll go over briefly some of the next steps or some of the other stuff that I've been working in progress. And so the other thing that I'm doing is I'm researching some of the market industry EITS systems, and how they implement experiments and how they implement emotions in learning, as it relates to ITS systems. So there's quite a few here, so I won't delve too much into it. But I'll go through maybe a couple or one, and as an example to showcase the research that I'm doing. So this researcher, Zakharov, used emotional agents to respond to students' actions. The agent's response is managed by a set of rules based on emotional and cognitive states of students. Each rule determines the agents. There's an agent that works in the background in the ITS system that determines the agent's verbal and visual responses to students. The agent provides a response to regulate and help students cope with negative emotions such as frustration. The experiment was conducted via two groups, a control group with a regular ITS and then another separate group with an emotional ITS. And the results show that the EITS group performed better and achieved more positive learning results than the regular ITS system. So that's just an example of one of the research studies or experiments utilizing some of the market tools in industry. And as you can see, there's quite a few here that I'm currently working on. So that this is in progress. And then the next step that I plan to do is, and I haven't concretely figured this out yet, and that might change at some point, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I wanted to incorporate some kind of concept mapping, either create another survey with an EITS, emotionally ITS system that incorporates concept mapping methodology to see how effective it is for students to learn, and then compare it with one that doesn't use a concept mapping. And I plan to do this as maybe a survey, as part of a second survey, to get feedback on that. But again, I'm not, I haven't had that fleshed out yet, so I'm not very clear yet on how that's going to be conducted. Or I might take a different approach and recommend the development of an ITS system that incorporates some kind of concept mapping as kind of a roadmap to developing an EITS system and see how effective it is. Again, that's not clear at this point, and that might probably change in scope. But that's kind of my thinking right now on the next steps for that. So again, that concludes my milestone delivery. Again, I would appreciate any feedback and input that you have on my survey results and some of the in progress and next steps that I'm working on. Thank you for your time.